Hello, everybody, and welcome to the DC Stewart Show Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Stewart, along with my kinfolk and co-host, Isaiah. We're here to do it again on a Saturday. It is a Saturday packed full of great games today. Early games we'll talk a little bit about, but we're going to talk about the Miami game leading up to the Miami game's kickoff against Florida State. This is a huge rivalry. It's actually a war. It's not a rivalry. It's a war. We consider it a friendly war between the northern section of Florida versus the southern section of Florida. And we're happy to be here. It's such a great day. And we're doing basically we're doing like a tailgate online. Me and Isaiah are going to be eating and we're going to be talking and we're going to be play by play once the game kicks off and starts. I'm very happy to be here, as you could see. And, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, Miami's going to come out the victor tonight. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for us, because when you hit that thumbs up and that like button, it kicks down and it hits that algorithm, and that algorithm is being superbly good to us today. So let me tell you what's on the menu today for our little tailgate. I have barbecue from Woody's Barbecue. Isaiah has his plate. He has barbecue as well. I have some mac and cheese here. I have a full salad. I have some toast. I have some coleslaw, and I got me a big, nice root beer here. So we're going to be kicking down today. Isaiah, what's on your menu as well?
I'm gonna show you. I ain't gonna be doing all that. Look.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Now that is a hell of a plate. That is a hell of a plate. And who do you have to thank for that? I think you have someone to thank for that plate being like that.
Well, it's Texas Roadhouse. Is one of the favorite spots of ours. We head there, a couple times a month sometimes, and it just depends the mood. But right now, I haven't eaten anything today
I
at
haven't
all.
either.
I just
I haven't
I had
eaten
some things,
anything
some
today at
Cristobal. I
all, and
forgot
I'm
to.
so freaking hungry right now. I can
Yeah,
almost eat a bowl, if they were to put a bowl in
yeah.
front of me.
You said you had garlic bread, but this is like a roll that they have there with the
Oh man, that
cinnamon
looks
butter on
that
it.
looks really good. Yeah.
Absolutely delicious.
So if you can
And
see my
then my
salad,
favorite
I
drink.
got me a nice tossed salad right here. I'm going to start out with that. And let's say the prayer first. We thank you, Lord Almighty, for our wonderful blessings and for the goodness of things that's coming to us and coming to everyone around us. We appreciate everybody's participation with us today. And God bless everyone. God bless America. But we're thanking God for this food, because this food is very special to us. And we appreciate having the opportunity to be able to eat, have a tailgate online. I'd also like to welcome aboard Freebird Tony, my main guy, who's going to be joining us today, especially when the game starts. So, Tony, we're going to be looking forward to going back and forth with you inside of the comment section. Please comment, hit that like button, and comment, because, as I said before, YouTube, we're streaming live on YouTube. So, beyond that, let's get to eating. Bon appetit. And we're getting this party started. So the party is right here until kickoff time. And we'll continue during kickoff time.
Big old thing of broccoli. Big thing of broccoli. Mm-hmm.
It looks like Miami's kickoff is 26 minutes away. So here's the thing. Miami has to go up there and they have to play in a hostile territory. So tell me some of the things that you think Miami's going to need today to gain control of the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball and win this game. Tell me some of the things you think.
I think they got to be poised. I think they got to be aggressive. I think they need to gain time. They got to be. They got to concentrate, because of late I've seen a lot of balls drop in these previous games that I watched earlier today. Seen a lot of picks too. So I watched Art Manning just throw two picks. Because I didn't watch the whole game, but the last portion of the game, he threw two picks, and he's just showing that he's rushing the ball. His guys not fighting for it. They're not coming back for the ball when he underthrow it. So that's the things that the Miami Hurricanes cannot afford to do. They got to make sure they protect the quarterback back and be conscious of not holding because they're not getting ready to get no good calls there in Tallahassee. So they better play their rear ends off and mean it because that's a hostile environment in Tallahassee. Those referees is not going to give them anything. They're going to have to go in there and take everything they came up there for, including the score, the game. They got to win this game if they want to stay in that top five. Yes.
Absolutely.
Welcome aboard, Najee.
Hey, welcome aboard, Najee. How you doing today?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Nothing, man. We're just here with this tailgate, doing our thing.
Hey, Najee. Man.
Yes, sir.
I got some beef tips from Roadhouse, bro. I got some corn.
From Roadhouse
And check this out.
Grill.
Yes.
You got the rolls
look at
too?
this. This is a big old glass of Pepsi. What do you think about that?
Well, I got
sugar,
some
that's
root
why I
beer
think
here
about
too.
it.
We're drinking and eating and doing our thing, you know.
Oh, I got agua.
You got just water? That's how you come to a tailgate party? You just bring water?
The game ain't
Yeah, you know
started
the
yet.
thing
I
is
can't be too drunk. Gotta hydrate before you hydrate.
Oh, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
so Najee, I was
People
asking
definitely want to
Isaiah
bring no
earlier,
Pepsi to it.
what did he think was needed for Miami to win this football game today in the trenches on both sides of the ball? What are they going to have to do up there in hostile territory?
They have to be consistent on their offense because the last game they won, even without scoring in the second half, they lapsed real bad on their offense. They didn't score at all. They struggled to get even closer to the red zone. So they're gonna have to continue to stay consistent on the opposite side. On the opposite side, when they get it going, they need to stay. They need to remain focused because their defense is gonna keep them in the game regardless. But the thing is, Florida State can continue scoring. The Florida State is scoring at a high rate. Even in the game they lost, they still scored a lot of points. So the Canes gonna have to keep up with that.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bang gonna see that they don't do no whole lot of scoring tonight. That's what I predict. They need to put that
Okay.
quarterback on the run. We're talking about it now. Put this quarterback on the run and don't just let him sit back there in the pocket. And also, that quarterback loves to take off and run, Sam. And all they gotta do is put those big old horses in the front and make sure they don't penetrate on each side of the ball.
But I think they're going to have somebody spying him also.
I think this is getting ready to start. They're getting ready to come out now.
The teams are actually coming out onto the field, right? Because I know they were warming up earlier.
So Najee, tell me how your weekend went.
How's it going? I haven't done too
How's
much
it going?
anything yet. Yeah, I didn't want to exhaust myself
Talk
before
about
this
the
game.
Ravens.
But yesterday I didn't do anything. Just caught up on some sleep. I haven't done anything yet. Did some shopping for the house.
No.
But that's it.
You see what's going on with your Ravens
Yeah, I
and your
see what's going
quarterback?
on with him. So, yeah, he's gonna be out for at least 2-3 weeks. But he's gonna be back for for the Dolphins game though.
Oh,
The
good.
same Dolphins that don't have Tariq Hill.
We don't need to. We got somebody to step up. We'll be all
Who?
right. Water will
Waddle?
step up. Water.
Yeah.
Water says he's going to fill in the gap. I believe him.
All right.
I think the
But
Ravens
Eli, you
shutdown corners will be able to handle Waddle, though, if you really think long and hard about it.
don't
If he's the
Well,
only
because the
threat.
thing is, what the Dolphins do best, the Ravens can contain that. The thing that the Ravens struggle the most is the running game right now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can stop that though.
the Dolphins' run game has improved. I think they'll be able to run against the Ravens.
You think
They running
so?
game been trash since Brown left.
Yes.
You think the Dolphins will be able to
What
run on him,
Brown? Ronnie
Isaiah?
Brown?
Ronnie
Yes.
Brown, yeah. The
You
Dolphins
said
haven't had
Ronnie
a running
Brown? He
game
hadn't had
since
a.
Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you tell me. You give me a reliable running back so I can sit there and tell you that you're playing with yourself. Exactly.
Achan is a little bit. He's a threat to somewhat extent, but not a lot.
No, he ain't no threat. He's consistent, but he's not no threat.
Yeah, he's kind of like one of them little shifty running backs. You know, he's like a gnat. You let him get
Exactly.
through a hole, he's gone. But
Because what I'll give you is that he's consistent in his role in there. He's not a takeover type of or playmaker type of player. Like if you
mm-hmm,
need him to get something that he normally get, he's gonna get that. But don't expect him to do more than that.
mm-hmm.
Hey, DC, does your ribs fall off the bone?
No, no,
They don't.
I'm not gonna even lie to you. They don't.
Let me show you something. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
See the ribs? Watch this. See how
Yeah, you can
tender
peel
that
them
thing
off.
is? Peel it right on out. Yes.
See, I have this big, huge bone right here, but it's just
Over
like
there eating over there eating that swine.
I had some conch yesterday.
Was it Bahamian comp?
Yes. And you know, I didn't
Oh.
never know the difference, but they said the Bahamian
Yeah,
conch is the
all
best.
right. It is.
Did you know there was a difference?
what's the difference?
Of course.
But
I've been to the
Bahamian comp.
Bahamas. I've been to the Bahamas like
So
what, like 4 or 5 times. You could definitely taste the difference.
I mean, the conch that I had it was soft, it was tasty, and most people said that is the best.
That's
I
what I
just
hear
thought it was
too as well.
I thought it was just the way people cooked it, but it has to do with the way it's found.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the Bahamian waters is supposed to be the best?
Right.
This quarterback with Florida State, pronounce his name, DC.
Tommy Castellanos.
Castellanos.
Castellanos. Castellanos. Tommy is
That
short
sounds
for
like some
Thomas,
tequila.
of course.
That
Thomas
sounds like some
Edwards.
tequila.
Yeah. He he loved to run the ball, and as a matter of fact, that's how they sustain their drives with him running the ball. But Ruben Bang gonna stop him tonight. I'm
Mm.
counting on you, Ruben.
Well, Miami's defense is going to have lane integrity, and they're going to have to be disciplined to do their own jobs. That's going to be critical, and they're going to have somebody spying Tommy Castellanos.
Well, Bain will be. Also, our receivers gonna really have to go and fight for the ball because I know that Florida State gonna have their DBs being aggressive.
And on top of that, Florida State's got some really good DBs. So that tells a bigger story right there, you know?
I think they got a really good team. I mean, I've seen them play several times this year, and every game was competitive.
Right.
Nobody blew them out. So that's the scary part. And then this game
That's
being
why
a
I said they're about
rival
to
with this
stay real consistent
Norway
on
fight.
their offense.
And this is
That's
really going to
exactly
be
why
the
I said
test
that.
with Beck. Beck has been, a good quarterback throughout his whole collegiate career, but this is going to be really the true test for him
Right.
as a Miami Hurricane because the first few games that he actually kind of had his way with these defenses. So this is going to be a real test for him. And if
Mm-hmm.
they can get past Florida State, I think they're going to be in the driver's seat.
Well, several teams went
So
down
I think
today. I know Penn State went down out here to UCLA. And you're talking about an embarrassment last week to let Oregon come up in there and beat them, but to let UCLA, who was down on their luck, they just fired their coach 2 weeks ago, and to come out here and get beat by UCLA, which is not even ranked, because I think this is the first game UCLA has won.
I thought
Isaiah,
they was going to go to,
James Franklin gonna have to go back to the drawing board. That's what's gonna need to happen.
yeah,
Isaiah, who these belong to?
but in terms of what?
Who's the maker of these? They look familiar?
Oh, oh, what? The glasses
Yes,
or the
sir.
shirt? The glasses or the shirt?
No. The
The
glasses,
shirt?
sir.
The glasses,
The
the
glasses.
glasses.
Oh, those are gazelles.
They gazelles, really?
They're not Ray Bans. They're not
No.
Oakleys.
No.
They're not
One
Shacks.
more. One more. Shaq. He don't make no
Um,
glasses.
yeah, yeah, Shaq does wear glasses. I got two pair of his glasses. Um,
Oh, okay. Well, they don't got
one more,
shades then. But go ahead.
one more,
One more.
one more guess. Um, Oakleys.
You said Oakley already.
They're prime
I,
sunglasses.
Thank you.
oh, they are
Thank
prime
you.
glasses.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
And you know
God.
what? You look good in them,
Thank you.
Najee. You seriously, you look good in them.
yeah. You look better than
Thank
Prime in those glasses. They look better than Primes.
you.
They do.
Oh, let me ask you something. If the
What's up?
Ravens get beat by the Dolphins, leave those here with me because you're gonna stay with me, right? I told you I'd give you a place to stay. Is that a deal? And if my Dolphin
Why
lose,
why why are you trying to pluck off this man's sunglasses, man? Go get your own
That's
sunglasses.
crazy.
Buy yourself a
man, you
pair of
stay out
prime
of this, man.
sunglasses.
You stay out of me and Najee conversation with them tough ribs.
I'm defending Najee. Don't ask for that man's sunglasses.
you can't even get a soft pair of ribs to eat, man. You leave us alone. So Najee,
I
the
feel like
glasses
I'm
look
in the
really nice.
Flintstones with
That's
this
crazy.
pterodactyl
I think
bone that I got in
I
front of me.
think they'll,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
they started, man. You know what? I
That's the
never would have
baseline.
guessed that because I was thinking about glasses that was popular other than or prime glasses, but I forgot you did tell me you
Okay.
ordered them, and it took a long time.
Yeah.
That you just getting them or what? Or you just sporting them out
And
today?
yeah, I'm
Huh?
just sporting them
You had
out.
them for a while?
I got about two.
Oh,
I got about 2 weeks ago.
oh, okay. Yeah, they look nice, man.
Thank you
And then
kindly.
you don't they just shades. You didn't do prescriptions.
Nah. They just shave.
Well, if I got a pair, I'll throw some prescriptions in mine because they really Bring out the best in you. Yep.
So it looks like our number one guy Tony just joined us. Freebird Tony, welcome Tony. We're so happy to have you. The game is getting ready to start. We're here for Tony. Tony's here for us, and we love this guy to death. He says he's sporting his Michael Irvin number 47 jersey, which is a vintage jersey.
Okay.
It's one of the original jerseys from the University of Miami. And he's a proud Miami supporter, just like we're proud Miami supporters.
Okay.
And we're going to get this business handled today. At least we look forward to it, for sure, Tony. So, Tony, you got any pointers for us to tell us what you think is needed for Miami to beat this team today up in Tallahassee? Would you know? So one of the main things I think is important for this game once it starts is going to be how the coaches coach strategy-wise. Means that Cristobal and Norvell, it's a chess game, and they're going to have to play chess against each other. Look, this rivalry is historical. I mean, this is one of the largest rivalries to me in the country, and it's always been that way. You look at all of those Florida State wide rights when Miami would be on the brink of losing. They will be wide rights. And Bobby Bowden just had bad luck when it came to kicking. A kicker, you know?
Well, he was trying to guide it with his body for the thing to turn in another direction.
Right. You know, Bowden is a legendary coach. I mean, if you look at his body of work when he got to Florida State and what he made Florida State into is what we're seeing right now. This program was built by Bobby Bowden, and Bobby Bowden, legendary coach. I've seen him coach so many times. They've won national championships and the whole like. They've had Heisman Trophy winners up there, you know, such as the likes of E.J. Manuel. Miami's had their share of Heisman Trophy. I believe Miami has 5 national championships, and I believe Florida State has 3. So these teams match up really well, I think, in a lot of areas. But the one dynamic I think Florida State has is Tommy Castellanos is going to be a threat. And if they can shut him down, kind of like what Virginia did a couple weeks ago, where Virginia's line, especially defensive line, was getting so much penetration. Castellanos didn't have a lot of lanes to run in, even though he did take off and gain big chunks of yardage at, you know, from different times in the game, but they pretty much kept him in check. Wouldn't you say so, Isaiah?
Yes. And that's exactly what the Miami Hurricanes has to do. If they can keep him inside the pocket without trying to take off running, it'll be a better night for them. But if they allow him to run and dictate the course of the strategy
flow of the game
of this game, it's going to be a long night for the Hurricanes because Florida State, what I've seen even this year, if they get you down, they don't let off you.
No, they don't. And they're playing in front of their home crowd today. So that's even more electrifying for Florida State. It looks like this rivalry dates back to 1951, and Miami leads the all-time series 36-31. And if you look at some of the legends that came out of Florida State and Miami, you know, the Ray Lewises of the world, the Ed Reeds of the world, the quarterback U. Miami was considered quarterback U for the longest of time since Jim Kelly started that legacy of quarterbacks at the University of Miami, you know. And you had one quarterback come in after another, and they just did nothing but take their game to the next highest level at the University of Miami. So I'm going to make a bold prediction right now, and I'll get you guys' prediction. I think this is going to be a tough, hard-fought game. And I believe the team that makes the least amount of mistakes, And the team that dynamically dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball is going to come up the victor tonight. So what do you think,
Well,
Najee?
No, I agree. I agree. But I'm gonna say right now, the Canes can't be making the same amount of mistakes they was making last game. I'm still gonna put them over because they still the overall better team, but they can't have offensive laps like they had last game.
Yeah, you have a good point, Najee, because one mistake can cost you a football game. Just one mistake. So
Yep.
the least amount of
Especially if you
mistakes you
if
have
you,
is
if
going
you
to be
can't
the kicker.
be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So who
I
has
agree.
more to lose tonight? And I'm pretty sure that's a no brainer. But Isaiah, who has more to
It's gonna
lose?
be the Canes because Florida State already
Hurricanes.
have taken the L, so it's gonna be the Canes. They need to stay
The
they need
Canes.
to stay above water where they at.
The Canes has
It's gonna be the
more to
Canes.
lose because all the naysayers are rooting for the Hurricanes. We all trying to relive those 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm one of the main ones who are saying that they're back. And for them to drop this game, it'll almost seem like, no, they're not. And Florida State's going to try their best to be a spoiler for that because you got to think about something. For them to be below the best teams in the top five,
Right.
the Hurricanes haven't hit that mark in a while. And not only that, they fiddle around with it years ago, but time they got a challenging team, they lost. So that's what I don't want to happen tonight. For them to fall down to number two and get in a good position, and so many people are saying that they're number one. They actually should be number one. So I want them to prove it tonight. And if they can just go in there and handle Florida State, that would be almost a given to say that yeah, they
Oh, for
are number
sure.
one because this is like one of the hardest rival games in the country. You might think of Oklahoma and Texas and
Correct.
UCLA and SC and even the Gators and Florida State don't compare to University of Miami and Florida State. So this is the game, man. This is do or die tonight. I mean, if they want to remain in the top five, remain in the contingency of going to win a national championship,
Mm-hmm.
making it to the playoff, this is where it all starts. This is where it starts. I mean, this is the most hostile environment that you can be in college football right now. And the Canes got to step up to the task and pull this game off tonight.
I totally agree with you, and it's not going to be easy because it's never been easy against Florida State as far back as I can remember. And you look at some of the dynamics to go into this game. Like I said before, is going to be special teams. I think it's going to be defense, but defensive special teams, they can make a difference in this game for either team on either side because I watched today and I watched Texas lose against Florida, and me and Isaiah pretty much called it down to the wire where we thought that Texas was going to go in there and lay an egg in Florida, and sure enough, they did. And that's another whole nother subject and another topic that we can talk about. But at the end of the day, I think Texas put themselves in a more difficult position to get to the SEC conference championship. And even if they get there, they would definitely have to win it and hope and pray that other
They're not
teams
going nowhere.
lose. You always got to rely on someone else.
They're not
And
going.
that's what you
DC, they're
play
not going
not to
nowhere near
do
that.
is rely on another
They're,
team,
they're,
right?
they're not. They're not strong enough. I watched them several times this year. They don't have a strong enough team to be continuing to anything. They're going to just have a good season. That's it.
Yeah.
They're just going to have a decent season. They're not going anywhere. I watched Arch Manning throw two picks, and that was at the tail end of the game. And you're not going to make it like that. I mean, he's an average quarterback in my book. I don't think he's really a superior quarterback yet. He's young still, But the hype that they gave him, I mean, he's not there yet, man. He's just a quarterback that starts. He's not a quarterback that's going to light it up. I mean, he had some decent runs and spurts, but that was it. I mean, average. And he looked like an average quarterback today, and Florida exposed him. And that's what I was looking to see, whether he would be able to endure that hostile defense inside of the swamp at Florida Field. And he
Yeah.
didn't do it. He tucked tail like a dog with his tail between his legs. So that was a true test. They got to go back to the drawing board and see where they go from here.
Well, here's what I observed, and I'm not defending Arch Manning at any given moment in this game, because he did make some mistakes and some errors. He stared down his receivers a couple of times, which was a no-no, and he didn't get the ball where it needed to go. However,
Nope.
I don't think Sark has a running game, and when you don't have a running game, guess what? They can tee on the quarterback. If you don't have a running game, they can tee on the quarterback. I mean, Texas used to have always a top-notch running game, and we had this conversation when TJ came on to this show a couple weeks, 3 weeks ago, where even TJ brought up the fact that Texas doesn't have an effective running game. In order to make an offense click like it should, you have to have a running game, and they didn't have it, and so it was easy for Florida's defense to kind of like just play the pass more so than the run, I would say. And Florida had just the opposite. They had a solid running game, and DJ Lagway, all he had to do was not make mistakes, which he didn't make very many mistakes, if any at all, today. So that's kind of what the outcome of that was with Texas and Florida today. I thought Billy Napier did a really good job, with that game, calling that game for what it is. So let's shift over to this game. It has already started. Miami is on defense. You're currently tuned in to the DC Stewart Show podcast with my kinfolk Isaiah and Najee. We're covering this Miami-Florida State game play-by-play. We just wrapped up eating on a tailgate before the game, a virtual tailgate, of course. And we're happy for everybody to join us and be here. One thing is for sure, these teams, they go after it. These two teams hit hard. It looks right now like Florida State is trying to establish a running game, but Miami has shut it down to this point right now for the first few plays, at least. So can you get like an idea of the Florida game now, or it's just going to have to play itself out into the second quarter, right? To see which team is kind of
out.
Yeah, that's what I would think as well.
This is the first series. They just got to settle down.
Right.
Yeah, they gotta find each other and see how they're gonna play it.
Oh,
Okay.
Florida State receiver just caught one. So you have Gus Malzahn, and Gus Malzahn is the offensive coordinator for Florida State. Gus Malzahn has been a head coach multiple times. He's coached as an offensive coordinator
Wide open
at Arkansas. So it's going to be him in a chess match against Miami's defensive coordinator right now. And Miami's defensive coordinator is almost nearly going to have to call a really solid game in order to keep Florida State from being able to gain chunks of yardage like they just did, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's Castellanos. This is what we were talking about. Scrambling, having that open lane to run in. And see, what they're doing is man-to-man coverage. So when they go into man, that's when Castellanos can do like a RPO, or run pass option,
See, this is the one thing that the Hurricane cannot afford to do. Now, I see some holding out there too now, DC.
Man, I don't want to hear about no holding. I don't want to hear about none of that. We just go. Look, we understand that there's going to be times in this game where there's going to be penalties that need to be called. But I understand you see holding. But Miami's just going to have to shut these boys down, man. It's like knocking a guy out in a boxing match. It's the same thing. You're going to have to come up and you're going to knock him out. because you're not going to win in a draw, a 12-round draw. You're not going to win. Am I right, Najee?
Well, that whole devil reverse. Come on, bring it up, Canes.
I agree.
Bam.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, as much
Because
as I
said
want to
this before.
believe
I've
that
said
the
it before. In
officials might play
any sport, there's a
a hefty
penalty
role in this
every
game.
play, but they're not going to call them. It's
No,
not going
they're
to
not
be
going to get the
if you
calls
call
today. You
every
said that,
penalty. If you call
Isaiah.
every
You said they're
penalty
not
in
going to get
every
the calls
game, there won't
today.
be a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
See, in
like I
environments
said, what
like
I
that,
don't like is
the
when it be a
opposing team
blatant
has to.
call that they don't call, but then they call something petty. That's the one
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I won't respect that.
Okay, here's the thing. And Tony brought up a good point. Tony said that you remember that Ohio State game against Miami in that national championship Fiesta Bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
was an abomination from that official who threw that last call where Chris Gamble, who was the wide receiver for Ohio State, it wasn't even a catchable ball. And the official who threw the flag was completely on the opposite side of the field
Yeah, on the
in the
opposite
end
side.
zone.
Yeah, that was
The
a rip
official
off.
near the play
Yeah.
didn't even throw the flag. And come to find out, from what I learned from Tony, is that one official who threw the flag, he lived in
Yeah.
Oklahoma. I mean, he lived somewhere. He lived somewhere near
Of course.
where he could cost them the game. You know.
Yeah. That's
But he
why
had
you
some
never
money on it
put
too.
a situation in the officials' hands because they can really dictate the outcome of a game. That's without question.
So that official's name was Terry Porter, and he was from the Big 12 conference. Who threw the against Glenn Sharp, who was a defensive back against Miami, and him and Chris Gamble was going up against for the ball, and it looks as though, like Tony said, that was a flag that never should have been thrown, technically, because it gave Ohio
They
State another
playing
opportunity.
smash
But
mouth.
that's in
They
retrospect,
playing
right?
smash mouth. These Seminoles are playing smash mouth. They
Oh, you
running
know
right
what?
at the
Tony
cane.
just corrected it. I'm glad
It
Tony
really
just brought
is.
it up. Porter was a whole Ohio State graduate. I knew I was saying something off key when I said Oklahoma.
That's
Thank you
even
for
worse.
correcting it, Tony, because at the end of the day, if you got an Ohio State grad, what is he doing officiating the
That should have
game?
been a conflict of interest.
It should have been a conflict
Conflict
of
of
interest.
interest.
Even if he was in the Big
Yeah.
12, it didn't matter. He should not
Yeah.
have been given that assignment to
Well, they gave it
officiate
to
that
him on
game.
purpose. They
Yeah.
gave it to him on purpose, DC. You know how the ball roll. They gave it to him on purpose. So if you see anything where you can affect the game, go ahead and throw your flag. And so he waited for the perfect time to do it.
Tony just said he had
Mm-hmm.
no business being on that crew. And I totally agree with you, Tony. 100%.
Look at them wanting the flag. They ain't, what are you getting no flag?
That's not a
Nobody didn't
flag.
give him
That
no
wasn't, to
flag.
me, that wasn't even a catchable
No,
ball because the way the
no,
ball,
not only that,
yeah,
he didn't even mess with him.
right.
Look at all these guys crying for a flag. That ball hit him in his hand. Look
Okay,
at
here's
him.
Castellanos. You're gonna have to shut him down. See, this is what Miami needs to do, and I think I'm a couple of seconds ahead of you, Isaiah, when with the TV, where they're
Yeah.
gonna have somebody spying him, and they're gonna shut down all of those lanes so he can't run. See how the Miami defenders closed on him? That's how they have to do
Yeah.
it. That's the only way they're gonna
Well,
do it.
that goes to show you the speed of Miami's defense because if that would have been any other defense, he probably would have scored on that play.
That's true.
Because look at how fast they closed in on him.
Mm-hmm.
He had every lane in the world to even score. He could have scored off that play. Now they held him for field goal, which is great for that sustained drive. And just hold them for 3 points. I consider that was a win series for the Canes.
Absolutely.
As
It was
always.
definitely a
Yeah,
good
as
win. And see,
always.
Miami gave Florida State the ball early in the first half. So Miami's going to get the ball the second half coming
The
out of
second half.
halftime.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it looks like Jerry Neuhauser, and we're to our viewers, we veer away and we talk about other happenings in college football, and then sometimes we veer over to the NFL. So we're going to be going in and out of certain things with topics. So don't, we're calling this game play by play, but we're just letting you know what we're talking about here. So getting to the UCLA Penn State game, this is a shameful event for Penn State to come out here to Pasadena and lose that football game the way they did. But it looks like Jerry Neuhauser was the offensive coordinator for UCLA, and Jerry Neuhauser is the son of Rick Neuhauser. And Rick Neuhauser, to me, is one of the best coaches to ever coach in college football, in my opinion. He played for UCLA quarterback back in the 80s and was a decent quarterback. He ended up coaching Colorado. He turned that program around back at the time when he started coaching, and he coached at University of Washington. His son, Jerry, has been at UCLA for quite some time. I think he's coached under 3 different coaching staffs. Congratulations to Jerry Neuhauser today for calling the game that he called against Penn State's defense, because they were able to get that game and win their first game. And they carried him off the field like he had won the Super Bowl. Technically, he was like the head coach, although the interim head coach for UCLA, his name is Tim Skipper, by the way. I just wanted to bring that up. But James Franklin's got a lot of explaining to do. I can just tell you that for sure.
Well, he can't explain his way out of this one, DC. When you come off of a game last week where he should have won last week, and he laid an egg over there, and now this week he loses again. Now
to UCLA, which they were 0-3 at the time, or 0-4.
Yeah, you can't. That don't sit well with those boosters in the student body, man, because those games like that is supposed to be a given. It's supposed to be a clear win, and you lose these type of games and just coming off of a game that you should have won. And you had the excuses last week because you did some piss poor coaching the week before, and then the game that you clearly should have won. I mean, it should have been a blowout, and you lose that one as well.
Right.
You're gonna have to do a lot of explaining. I can imagine what his post press conference is going to entail with the type of excuses and things that he's going to come up the reason why they lost this game.
Well, he still got Drew Aller for quarterback, so that's going to have to be an explanation where, and the offense as a collective, it's not just all Drew Aller's fault. It's the offense's fault, period, if they couldn't move the ball and UCLA went up early on them, so they were able to make it reasonable and respectable at the end, but they still lost,
Yeah, but when the way football goes, you really can't blame one side of the ball, because if your team can't score the ball, your defense should be able to hold them, because, I mean, is a one-sided team. If your offense is sorry, your defense needs to step their game up. Get a pick.
One side needs to step up if the other one is not doing as well, right?
You got to help them out. Give them another opportunity to score. And that means you got to be aggressive. You got to go out there and take the ball away from them, even if it's on special teams. You go out there and knock the crap out of somebody and make them fumble, give the guys back the ball.
Absolutely.
So you got to come up with a way to win. That's what good teams does. They find a way to win.
So Miami's on offense now. It looks like Malachi Tony just had a reception from Carson Beck, and that was a quick pass.
He's got to have to be big, DC. Malachi Tony has to be big this game.
He has to be huge. CJ Daniels do too. Yeah. I mean, both of them are going to have breakout games, which they've already had breakout games. But Mark Fletcher Jr., he's another one. He's going to, that running game is going to have to be balanced with the passing game. And here's Mark Fletcher Jr. It looks like he just got the ball. So they just keep pounding it, and I'm confident that Shannon Dawson is going to call the right calls to make sure that the Miami offense is effective today. So it looks like Tony White is the defensive coordinator for Florida State, and so he's playing a chess game with Shannon Dawson, just like Corey Heatherman is playing a chess game with Gus Malzahn, who's Florida State's offensive coordinator.
Is Shannon still on their staff, right?
Oh,
Randy Shannon still on their staff?
Malachi Tony just had a first down. He just caught a reception for a first down. I'll check to see right now if Randy Shannon is still on that staff.
One thing I can say about this current team, as opposed to teams in the last 3 or 4 years for the Miami Hurricane, is this team has got a lot of confidence in themselves and a lot of pride
They
that they
do.
didn't have in the last 3 or 4 years, man.
It's a
Because
different
I
team. I
just
mean,
see
it's a
them
different
working
team and a
together as a
different
unit.
feel,
Yeah.
vibe from.
Mhm. Even when I'm saying this to
Oh, he
say,
just went deep.
even the Super Award,
Oh, he almost had that. Malachi Tony almost had that one for a bomb. Looks like Patrick Surtain Sr. is the defensive backs coach for Florida State. I just noticed that name. Just jumped out at me.
oh
But
man, he missed that.
I do not see Randy Shannon's name on this current coaching staff right now.
He might have bumped around because Ice son is there, right? Ice son is on that staff, on the Florida State staff, isn't he?
Let's take a look.
38. We got to convert.
Yeah, Tim Harris Jr. is on this staff. He
He's on
is
the staff. Yeah.
currently the pass game coordinator and the wide receivers coach for Florida State.
No, now the Kings got a punt. That ball must have been deflected for it to be
It looked like it was
like that.
deflected because the way it went directly
Yeah,
straight up to me.
it went straight up. Well, I guess yeah. It
One thing that I do like, though, what Mario Cristobal has done for this program is he worked his way to the point where he got the right coaches in there now in the most strategic positions. Wouldn't you agree with that, Najee?
yeah,
He had to go through several layers of offensive coordinators and defensive
Hmm.
coordinators before he could get to this moment, you know?
Yeah, he had to shop around.
Yes.
That's what anything. You have to
And
shop
that's what
around,
he's
get
done a
your
good job
liking,
at.
and
That's
you
the
got to
thing you can
connect in the
appreciate about Mario
same type of energy.
Cristobal. Yeah.
Mm.
By the way, Najee, I do have a question for you. What is that background right there behind you? Do not enter.
Oh, we got a little Halloween decorations around the house.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
just curious. Do not enter and always means don't enter into something, right?
yeah, basically.
I thought that was the box from the shades.
Mhm. Nah, what?
So we're on a commercial break right now, and continuing on about Mario Cristobal. If you look at, he played at Christopher Columbus High School, along with Fernando Mendoza Sr., which Fernando Mendoza Jr. is the current starting Indiana quarterback, which he went into the portal, the transfer portal, and transferred from Cal to Indiana, and it looks like he's lighting it up in
Oh,
Indiana early on. He looks very, very sharp and solid, Fernando
wow.
Mendoza Jr. So
He
Cristobal
kind
played
of
at
felt
Columbus,
proud
and it was one of those
with his
situations
father.
where he basically him and that Columbus team, and Columbus had some really good teams back then. If you look at
Yeah.
Alonzo Highsmith, he played at Columbus High School, and several others. I believe Michael Schuler. Michael Schuler played at Columbus
Mike
High
Shula played
School.
there. Yeah.
And Michael Schuler is the son of Don Schuler, who played at the University of Alabama.
Yeah.
And he had a pretty decent career as a quarterback at the University of Alabama when he played. But Isaiah and myself was able to see Christopher Columbus play back in the day, back in the
Yeah.
day of the good old days when we were young kids, right?
Yeah, it was a remarkable situation that they had going on over there because, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Christopher Columbus was all boys school. So they didn't have no distractions over there. They didn't have to worry about no girls walking around with shorty shorts on, and they just was all about playing the sports and playing football and concentrating on what they supposed to do on that field. So yeah, and I used to always wonder how Alonzo went over there when his dad used to be the coach over at Central
Yeah,
High
Central High
School.
School. Right.
So, so not Central, correction on the Edison Red Raiders. His dad coached at Edison Red Raiders, and I don't know whether he stayed over there because back then you couldn't just jump off and play anywhere you want. You had to play
Yeah,
within
you
the
had to live
confines
in the
of your
district.
district.
You had to live in
Yeah,
the district,
yeah,
the zone where the school was.
mhm,
They had
yeah,
certain
yeah.
territories marked off. And if you were outside of
Hmm.
that district, and me and Tony had a conversation about this a couple of days ago because I actually moved before I started high school in Miami. Otherwise, I would have been going to Northwestern as well.
Yep.
Central
Hmm.
was another one that was close, but I would have definitely been over at Northwestern more than likely.
Yeah, they changed the boundaries over there and it changed the dynamic of high school football in
It
that
did.
region where you had Jackson and Northwestern and Central, and then
Hmm.
as some people that come to Edison, and which was weird about it because some of the people over town they had a really weird split because you had some kids from over town went to Edison, they went to Miami High, they went to Jackson. I mean, it was weird the way they had those boundaries, drawn up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to, when I got to Atlanta, I ended up attending a school, Booker T. Washington High School. And then I was always interested in going to Frederick Douglass High School, which was over in the Hightower area. And Frederick Douglass was the type of school, they wore the Pittsburgh Steelers, they wore black and gold. And I saw their football team a couple times. And I said, man, I want to play over at Doug. I would have had to move with a lady that my grandmother knew to be able to go to the school. I almost did it, and then we didn't do it, and then I turned around going to Northside because Northside was accepting students in from the inner city at the time. So it does make a difference. It looks like Tony ended up going to high school at Carl Park High School for a little while.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at Carl Park High School, you remember when we watched that Carl Park High School game at the Orange Bowl
Yeah.
when your
They
elder
played
brother
over
was
at
playing
Miami too.
for Jackson?
Yeah, they played at Miami. I think that was their home field,
Yes,
which was on FIU's campus now.
right,
Miami is on FSU's campus now.
right.
And that was before they had a football team. They didn't have a football team at FIU back then.
The thing that I remember about Carl Park is they were the Carl Park Rams. They wore a
Yeah,
helmet with the Los Angeles Rams with the horns
they
on
look
it
just
of a
like that.
ram.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they had a good football team back then. Tony did mention that it was a running back in '79 named Gilbert Vieira was a top running back at Carl Park High School. So you just had so much talent coming out of the city of Miami and all of that surrounding region at the time. There was just so much freaking talent down there. The University of Miami didn't even have to leave town. They could construct a full football team
they
no
don't
further
have to
than
leave.
Broward County,
People
right?
don't
I
have to
mean,
go
because if
out
you
of
look at
town right
Broward
now.
County itself,
They got this little kid at Chaminade Madonna right now is like lighting it up, and he signed a letter of intent to the University of Texas. And I was
hmm
like, wow, I wish the hell he recant that letter of intent and don't go over there with Texas and bring his tail over there to the U. I need to ease over there and talk to his parents and tell them what the world you guys thinking, letting him go over there on the west part of the country over in Texas instead of going to the University of
the
Miami that's
southwest
right
part
down
of the
the street.
country, yes.
It's the west side of the country, and it's way over there, especially where you got the University of Miami that's 4-0 right at home, and Texas went inside of the swamp and got a good whooping today. So I
Well,
think
it was
he needs to
right.
rethink
It
that.
was right for them to get beat today because Florida had pretty much gotten fed up. And all of the fan base of Florida and all of the supporters of Florida up in the Gainesville area and the North Florida area, they were pretty fed up. And Billy Napier had to make this thing happen today. He had to get this win today. Because to be
Yeah.
honest with you, I don't think if he'd have got this win today, I think he would have became another casualty. I think he would have been a
Well,
casualty probably as early as
you know,
tomorrow if he would have lost.
I just wish they give him the full year this year, and then just wait and see how he does in the portal, and then in the recruiting, because Florida Gators never just going to fall flat on their faces. And I do think he's a good coach. Many people are starting to question his coaching ability, but I don't. I think he's a great coach still, and he just got to put this puzzle together because sometimes it takes a couple years to get these folks to jail, and especially when you have this portal that people can just leave you when you think you got a good, solid player that's going to play for you for 4 years. He might up and leave because he's not satisfied with the situation that he's in terms of him not starting, or these kids don't want to wait and get groomed in a place. They feel like if I'm not starting right now, I'm out of here. And
Yeah,
so I just hope he get an opportunity to just stay there this year, despite what else ever happened, and see how the entire year pans out. Because I do like him as a coach. I think he's a really good coach.
I think he is too. And you know what? You have to take into account that Florida has one of the most difficult schedules in the country. I mean, their
Oh
schedule,
yeah,
and they're getting ready to
yeah.
get into the thick of it now.
Oh man, they already in the thick of it.
Yeah,
They in the thick
because
of it now.
I'm looking at their schedule
I don't
moving
know
forward.
anybody DC had a schedule like theirs, man. I do not know any team has a schedule like Florida's.
True.
Ooh, he got greeted.
So
Boy, they
here's the thing about Florida with Billy Napier is these are their next games. They have Texas A&M coming to them. I mean, they're going to Texas A&M.
flea flicker.
Mississippi State is coming to them. Georgia is going to play them in the largest cocktail party in the country, which is the Georgia-Florida rivalry in Jacksonville, of course. And then they play Kentucky
You know
on the
what,
road, and
DC?
then they play Ole Miss on the road. And Ole Miss actually probably got Lane Kiffin's probably got this one circled on his calendar because Florida beat them last year. Florida beat them last year and cost them an opportunity to be able to get into that college football playoffs. So I think Lane is going to have that one marked for Florida. And then Tennessee is going to go to Florida. And then Florida State's got to play at Florida. So if that's not a difficult schedule, I don't know what is, right?
It's difficult, man,
Just
and
just about all they teams are tank
I
teams
just
Yeah.
or
Top
ranked
every
team,
teams.
top tier
everywhere.
team.
Yes, it is. Yes, all of them, all of them. And the thing is, they're name teams and they're playing good.
Yeah.
I looked at their schedule and I was like, wow, these guys are in for it. You just got to have your stuff together to be able to have a good record with the schedule that they have, man.
You do.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. This FSU, the Seminoles, they're starting trick plays because um, the Miami Hurricanes defense are wreaking havoc on these guys, and they
Absolutely.
they are. When you start doing trick plays like that little flea flicker play that they just did previously before they punted the ball,
Hmm.
that's a sign of desperation. When you start doing stuff like that, you try to catch these guys sleep because you can't beat them in the field of battle. So you got to trick them, and that
Right.
trick play did not even work either because it came up short.
Right.
So that's what's going on right now.
So I watched College Game Day this morning, and it looks like the people who picked Miami, it was an overwhelming majority picked Miami to win this game on that College
Uh-huh.
Game Day
Yeah.
staff today.
hmm Yeah, because they know Miami actually got a better team. We just got
Oh,
to see who's
CJ
going to be able
Daniels
to
looked
put.
like just caught a bomb on him. He just caught a massive bomb on Florida State secondary, but there is a flag, so we'll see. Looks like it's a holding.
Holding on Kane.
Always.
No,
Wow.
holding on Florida State.
Okay,
Decline.
well they're gonna go
Oh, they're
First
gonna
defend
down.
him.
they're gonna throw that out. They're gonna throw that out the window then.
Well, CJ Daniels, man, this is a perfect route. He ran a beautiful route, and he ran
Yep.
right under the ball, scooped it. Wow, that's a beautiful catch.
That was a nice catch and run, DC. When you can hit a receiver on the drop just like that, just to drop it right in his hands,
Yeah,
that you don't get you don't get a better pass than that. You do
that's true.
not get a better pass than that.
That's
That
true.
looked like a well polished pro football quarterback throwed that ball. The way it landed right in the hands of the receiver.
Right.
The only way that defender would have been able to defend that play is he would have held him or pushed him on, pass interference, some kind of way.
Well, see, I like the way Shannon Dawson is mixing up the play calling with this game. It looks like he's keeping Florida State's defensive coordinator one step behind. He
Yeah,
can't. Some of the plays are actually Carson Beck is actually making the decision. I'm under the assumption that he's making the decision to change a play if he needs to. But those plays that's coming in are to me are fantastic because they're mixing the run and the pass. If you look at how they're mixing the run and the pass, to me, it's a very balanced way of calling this game so far up to this point. So Miami's just going to have to keep pounding them and pounding
you know
them.
what?
And
You know what I see too, DC. That run right there just showed the patience of Fletcher, man.
oh, for
I
sure,
love it
to be
because
able to pick
he
that
just
hole and to be able to make his
yes,
body smaller.
absolutely,
Because if you think about
absolutely,
how a running
absolutely.
back, some of the best running backs in football, they make their bodies smaller to get through some of those creases, right?
Yeah, and they see things that average running backs don't see. You know, I mean, he when you got a running back that get plus yards on a play that's not designed to go that way, they held him back on that one. It's 31, 4th and 1.
This is a
Got a
sold
decision
out
to make.
game, by the way, as well.
Of
Look at all
course
those
it
people.
is. And
Well,
you
a
know how
rivalry
much
always
those
gonna be
tickets
sold
cost?
out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if he's going to go for this thing. 4th and 1.
Oh, he don't need a 4th and 1 because Mark Fletcher Jr. just got the first down. When you got a
Oh,
durable
okay.
back like Mark Fletcher Jr., he's going to get the first down. You don't have to worry about no 4th and 1. It's 1st and goal now. Now we got 3 times to get it in there. See how he made his body look smaller though, going up
Right.
into that
Yes.
pile.
Yep.
If you look at that
Hmm.
pile, there has to be an opening. Bam, right there. You see how he got small and he got lower
Squeeze right
than
through.
the defenders, right? That's a sign of a great running back to me. He's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, it is.
one of the top running backs as far as I'm concerned in the NCAA right now.
See, the Dolphins need to focus on getting him. Then they have a good
Absolutely,
running game again.
absolutely. They shouldn't have to look far. I mean, because Fletcher Jr. will be a great choice for Miami, the Dolphins, because they need help in that
They'll
area.
play at the same stadium too. He'll be at the
Yep.
same stadium.
He wouldn't even have to leave home.
I see you giving the tight end some play now. University of Miami in the past, they would have these great tight ends. They was feeding
tight
these
end
tight
you.
ends the ball.
Tight
Yeah.
end you. It all started with Glenn Dennison.
Yep.
Touchdown, CJ Daniels. Touchdown.
Kinfolk.
My kinfolk.
Yeah.
All them Miami players
Beautiful,
is
man.
our kinfolk, by the way.
Yes.
Mike Norvell looks
You know,
confused, to say the least.
wide open. Ooh, that was pretty. That was pretty. That'll shut that stadium up right there. Stuff like that make them shut up with that tomahawk. Woo! Is it? You could change that up though, DC. You could change woo to you.
It's all about the you.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So let's play a little trivia here, gents. And I'm gonna start with you first, Isaiah. Which is the most exciting Florida State game, would you say, against Miami in the last 20 years? I mean, you don't even have to worry about a year, just the big play, the wide right plays. Give me a little bit of narrative about that.
When you see the nervousness, and it's a couple of them, of Bobby Bowden, because he had everything. I mean, he had some of the best players on those teams when they went wide right. And DC, you got to remember, this is before he ever won a national championship. So the Canes was always in his way. So, he was doing, he's almost just trying to guide the ball in with his body. He was doing like this.
Yeah, he was doing some body language there, going Bobby Bowden was back
and he
in
was
the
like
year.
kicking his leg up in the air, man. And it was like wide right one year, wide left the next year, and those games always went down to the wire. And you talking about with seconds left on the clock, for him to win, and they just couldn't pull it off. And it was like he had that monkey on his back. It was just like with Harbaugh, for instance, when he couldn't beat Ohio State, when he was at Michigan. It took him years to be able to beat Ohio State. So that was the thing. Bobby Bowden just was praying. He had his fingers crossed. He had his legs crossed. He had his arm crossed, and he took his glasses off, and he had his eyes crossed. I say, damn. He had everything crossed, man. Yeah.
So here's the one I liked, and we'll get back to this play calling. Miami's on defense right now. It looks like Florida State is back on offense, and it's a false start. I'm on the assumption it's going to be a false start. Yeah, usually when they blow the whistle like that, it's a false start. I think the 2002 game, to me, was the best one. That was the one that Willis McGahee, I think it was Willis McGahee. Larry Coker was the coach at the time. And Bobby Bowden had a wide right. It was another wide right. So at the end of the game ended up 28-27, by the way.
Yeah.
Miami's defense is breaking down on these guys, too, and they tackling them right at the point of attack.
Yeah, I mean, they're not in their comfort zone. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're not in their comfort zone. See all of these trick plays. Look at this. All of these trick plays when they're doing stuff like that, because they're getting penetration like crazy in this backfield.
Yeah.
So that's disrupting everything that they have planned. But I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the Miami Hurricanes are so well coached, man, on both sides of the ball.
By the way, Isaiah, Tony just said, "You're killing me, Isaiah. You're killing me."
Yeah. Oh, man.
We gonna have to have Tony join us on this show the next time around and have him be one of our special guests. Tony, you're gonna be our special guest. We got a will call ticket for you right now for the next. It could be as early as next week, depending on your schedule. We want you on. So So we're on a commercial break now. So let's get back to the Florida State wide right. So Najee, have you watched any of the Florida State games against Miami as you were growing up as well?
Oh yeah, I watched some of them because since I'm not a college football type of person, I normally watch the rivalry games.
Okay. Because I know Florida State,
especially when Willis McGahee used to play, because he used to go to my high school also. Willis McGahee went to Miami Springs High School.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miami Springs, Tony and myself had some conversation, and he was very familiar with Freddie Miles and Carl Sheffield and those guys
Oh
that was at
man,
Miami Springs. I think
yeah.
that year your brother Isaiah played, I believe Miami Springs. Were they undefeated that year? I'm
They
not
were
100%.
undefeated.
They were
Both of them
undefeated.
were. Yeah, both of them were. Jackson was undefeated, and Miami Springs was undefeated. And they
Yeah.
had Joe McCall and Ron Dinkins and
Yep.
Fred Robinson. All those guys
I
used to be
remember
on
Fred
Jackson
Robinson and
teams,
Joe McCall
and
and all
it
those
was
guys. Yeah.
wow. That game was something else, man. I mean, it was in the Orange Bowl, and Freddie Miles was a guy who got in a lot of trouble, and they went and plucked him out of the juvenile detention center to get him to play. And they ripped so many of his damn jerseys off. They had
They
to
used
put
to
a
have to
T-shirt
bring
on with
like
a number
7 or 8
13.
jerseys to the
Yeah,
game because
and they
I
had
think
these
back then
tearaway
they wore
jerseys.
cotton jerseys, right? Tearaway cotton
Yeah, and
jerseys.
it would tear.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You could tear it right
It was
off
it
of
was
them,
it was
and they
easier to
used to
rip up
like
then.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you couldn't grab a guy and clothes hang on him, or either hang by the back of his jersey horse collar because that jersey would tear up, and he would keep running.
Absolutely.
And that's what was happening. He didn't have enough jerseys.
He
They tore
didn't.
all the jerseys that they brought. They brought about 5 or 6 jerseys, and they tore
Yep.
all of them off of him, man. And this guy was running down the field with just his shoulder pads on.
You'd see his shoulder pads exposed and everything. You know what, man? That was a
But
sad state of affairs. What a wasted talent, man, with Freddie Miles, because he was the type of running back that he was, to me, some of the things, the qualities we're talking about, Mark Fletcher Jr. Freddie Miles
yeah,
set a precedent, especially with his speed. I mean, he was one of the
yeah.
fastest running backs I've seen touch the ball in
Well,
my life.
he was one of the best in high school that I ever seen.
I could
I
agree
mean,
with that.
and the thing is, I watch Joe McCall and Buster Rhymes at Northwestern, and then all of a sudden Frank Gore at Coral Gables, and then of course the most talented Emmett Smith. But Emmett Smith, he just knew how to run the ball with his eyes like I've never seen before. But he did not have the type of speed that Freddie Miles had. Freddie Miles was full speed in the first couple steps.
Oh, for
Emmett
sure.
just had a Emmett was a really good patient runner that ran with his eyes well. If he found a little crease, he would push a offensive lineman in front of you, to push that tackle in front of you. He'll cut off and maneuver this way and take off running down the field. But you can catch him. You will run him down. I mean, he didn't get ran down that many times, but he wasn't that fast. But he just ran the ball with such patience and such able to see things that normal running backs did not see. When these holes going to open up, when it's getting ready to push off, and he was patient enough to let that alignment get in front of him, and he
Hmm.
would cut off of him. And it was great to see him run up and down the field like that. And man, watching film on him in high school, I just couldn't believe it because he had such a big offensive line as well.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they did their job, and he just knew how to run behind those guys. Yep.
I have to
And
agree.
his brother played tight end.
True. Looks like Florida State just got enough for a first down. Castellanos to one Florida State receivers. They just found a little crease right there in between the linebackers. But it looks like a run play is stopped in its tracks. So Tony is saying one of his favorite games was 1987, which was the most memorable for him. Was the 1987 game, the Steve Walsh to Michael Irvin play, and
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen
that
that
was
play
something
over and
else.
over again. They actually had it on Facebook a couple of days ago, and boy, playmaker turned on the burners, man. He caught that pass midway, and Walsh drilled it into him, and he caught that, and he caught that on a burner. Oh, good play. Good play. He blew that up. Miami's defensive back blew that one up. Yeah, playmaker took that one to the house, man. That Florida State defender took somewhat of an off angle, but it was still his speed made up the difference. And boy, that was a big, big play in Miami history for with Florida State. That's a good one, Tony.
Yeah, yeah.
So it looks like it's 3rd and 10. Castellanos is in the shotgun right now for Florida State. Miami looks like they're in a blitz package, and Miami might be offside on this one. I'm not sure, but it looks like an offsides. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he gave it to him. That was Bain gave it to him. Bain anticipated the call. Bain gave it to him. Bain
But you know
don't
what? You
anticipate the
always try
call,
to
brother.
time the start of the
Yeah, but
snap.
he's good enough not to do that. He's good enough
Yeah,
not to
but
do
you have
that.
to be disciplined not to do that.
Well, he's good enough not to do it. And what I mean by that is they can't stop him. So just watch the damn football. I don't ever see how you can jump off sides as a lineman.
Because you're
A
watching the
DB,
football, right?
yeah, you watch the ball moves.
Right.
You watch the ball move, so you never should be able to jump off side. Damn, they let him tiptoe out of it. Damn.
So it's a 1st and 10. Florida State looked like
10-11.
they're trying to run, and they didn't have much luck. I think he maybe gained how many yards? Maybe 2 yards, 3 yards at best.
Well, they trying to do some hurry up stuff right now. There you go. This is what I love about this team. You see what he did, DC? This is what I love about this team. Teams of past would have tried to lay a body on this guy, grab his toenail, grab his ankles, grab his calf muscle, just get the man on the ground.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
That's
Stop
exactly
his
what it's all about.
movement. Look at this trickery. Look at that. Slam him. Oh, man, he got away.
Well, he didn't get
Leave him
much. I
alone
mean, he
now.
was able to get around a few
No,
players, but he
no,
didn't gain no
he
big,
didn't.
massive
He
amount of
didn't.
yardage.
No,
You know,
he didn't even get to the line of scrimmage. He didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
so there's.
He didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. I just wish he would have got him in the backfield and we could lose a lot of yards right there. But he didn't even get back to the line of
I
scrimmage.
think Corey Heatherman, his defensive play calling, has kept Castellanos in check so far. I mean, he
Yeah,
hadn't been
he
running
is.
like crazy, getting all over the place, and that's
He's
what I like about
running
that.
for his dear life. Get him and look at it.
Yeah,
Dive at him. There you go. Good play. What
they
a
got him.
play. What a play. What a play.
This defensive
Give
coordinator,
us some mind.
Heatherman, man, he's a
Oh,
talented
man.
defensive coordinator in my opinion.
Listen to me. Let me tell you right now, DC. The Miami Hurricanes got some enormous athletes on this team, man.
They do.
These guys recover so quick. This was supposed to be a massive game right here.
Mm-hmm.
That running play would have been a massive if these guys wasn't so quick. I mean, almost got you lost for words of how they recover when they out of position.
So it looks like they're going on to a commercial break right now. So total right now, it looks as though we were talking about wide rights earlier. Let's get to some of the players. Who would you say, Isaiah, was the best player in Florida State history? Let's start with Florida State.
Florida State history?
Yes.
The Florida, I mean, if you're just judging off, and you know I'm biased as hell, man, come on. I think it's Emmitt Smith.
No, Emmitt
Because
Smith was
Emmitt
at
Smith,
Florida. Not, I'm talking about Florida State. FSU.
the best, the
The
best
the
player.
best player on Florida State squad over the last 40 years. Let's just say 40 years. It's an
Um,
easy one for me. I
I
could
don't know.
tell you if you want me to
I
go
might,
first.
I might say it's Prime, man. I
That's
might just say
exactly
it's
what I was getting
Prime.
ready to say. I would say
Mm-hmm.
Prime
I mean,
by a
yeah,
stretch. To me, was one to
I
me
would say
the
it's
best
Prime,
player
man.
in the history of Florida
Yeah.
State. Now,
hmm
no disrespect to any other Florida State players because they've had player after player after player come out of there, and they've had some
You know,
super top notch players.
even down to the quarterback. I can't even think of his name right now. Ward, Charlie Ward, right? Even
Charlie
down
Ward
to
was another
Charlie
good
Ward
one.
winning. No, but I'm just saying, even down to him winning the Heisman Trophy because he did win the Heisman Trophy. But Prime did so much for the team. I mean, Prime used to run back kicks. He did everything for them,
Punt
man.
returns.
Yes.
He played
So I think
receiver.
he's
They
the.
put him in packages
Mhm.
playing receiver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I
I'd say
think
another
I
one
think
was
it's
Warwick
time.
Dunn. I liked Warwick Dunn a lot.
Yeah,
I was
Warren
thinking
Dunn was a
Warwick Dunn.
great running
Warwick
back.
Dunn was a
That
hell of a
used to be
little
one of
running back,
my
man, and
favorite.
he
Yeah.
That was my favorite running back for the Falcons when Vic was playing.
yeah, he was
Yep.
shifty. He was strong. I mean, even
Mm-hmm.
though he was shifty, he ran with power. That's what I liked about
Yeah.
Warwick Dunn. He
And you
ran with
know
a
what,
lot of
DC,
power.
he wasn't that big either, but he was
No.
super strong for his size. Man. Yeah. As a matter of fact, they just had him on one of the social media outlets for him building homes for single family moms,
Yeah, I did
and
read
he
about
continued
that.
to do that all the time, man. And this
Yeah,
guy's giving back like
he's
crazy.
been giving back since he got to the NFL and was
Yes.
able to
Yes.
parlay that into like charities and things like that.
Oh
We
yeah,
need
man.
more players and people like Warwick Dunn in this world, I think,
Well, he's
honestly.
living through his mom. His mom used to be a cop. She got killed in the line of duty,
I remember
if I'm
that.
not mistaken. And he's always been an advocate for single women because he grew up, with as a single mom, and then his mom get killed. So that stuff touched people,
Yeah.
man. And then when you got a good, genuine heart, you tend to give back, and because you could see things that other people go through, and you kind of put yourself, wow, I used to be like that. So you want to help people because this stuff is
Hmm.
not fun, man. Whenever you're
Exactly.
going through a situation with just one parent and you see them struggle, and even if they got a good job, because that job take them away from them where they can't help them with their homework, they can't take them to school, they can't give them rides back home from school and all that stuff where you would enjoy a family, you can't because she's trying to make a living to keep food on the table. So this guy is really helping out. Oh, pick!
Yeah,
Woo!
Miami just picked it
Yes,
off and he ran it back over midfield. Castellanos was under pressure on that one. He was under a
oh
lot
my
of pressure.
man,
I think Bain and those guys, the defensive
yeah,
look that he got, he was really under pressure
yeah,
and he threw it up and that safety was just waiting back there for him. See, that
man.
safety is
The
reading it all the way
Hurricanes
right there. Bam. Got it. Playing center
This
field.
is what needs to happen, DC. This is what needs to happen in a game like this. The University of Miami need to score some points out of this because one thing that scares me when you beating a team in all facets of the ball and the score don't reflect that. And
True.
all they need is a
Yeah.
touchdown. That's all they
Yeah.
need. That's
Yeah.
all they need, and
Yeah.
they'll be
You're right.
ahead. The
I
University
Malachi
of
agree.
Tony,
Miami
I
is going
agree.
touchdown.
to maul
Malachi
these
Tony,
guys.
touchdown. Malachi Tony, touchdown. Flea flicker. Beck just threw a bomb. And Malachi Tony was wide open. I mean, he was wide open on that one. So this is the thing I love about Shannon Dawson. Watch this. Watch how Shannon Dawson
Woo, baby.
constructs this play. I mean, it's a flea flicker type of play where the Mark Fletcher Jr. gives it right back to Beck, and Beck just throws it
Man,
right
them Canes
under.
look good, boy.
Malachi Tony ran right under. You know, another thing I like about Miami too is they're playing with a lot of freshmen. I mean, that safety that picked the ball off, Fitzgerald, he's a
Oh
freshman.
man,
He's
DC,
a
that
freshman
ball
from
dropped
Miami.
right in his hand.
Yeah.
That ball
Malachi
was
Tony's a
like
freshman.
well thrown, man.
Oh, excellent.
Woo, man. That looked like a Tom Brady throw or something
Fitzgerald
like that,
was
man.
the one that made this happen now. And what you just said made a lot of sense, Isaiah. They needed to get points out of it. They got points out of it. That's the
Yeah.
signature of a great team. And Najee
Yes.
said something
You
really important
capitalize.
earlier that they can't make the same mistakes they made last week, and it doesn't look like they're even close to it right now. So we're so happy that that's happening. Tony just said this, Isaiah. Isaiah, you're nailing it. You make an excellent commentator. Tony Romo has got nothing on you.
Oh
You
boy,
speaking
yeah, man.
truth, and Tony see you
Yeah,
speaking truth.
yeah, yeah, man. This is scary anytime you got a team that's like beating the crap out of a team and you're not putting those scores on the board to reflect
You ain't put
that.
no points
Them
on there
teams that sit
because it
right
seemed
back
like they were
there and
overwhelming
they'll
it.
wait
How
at
you
the end
overwhelming a
and
team and
they'll
only
win.
be up 4 points?
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
It's just crazy.
And you know what? That's the thing what we were talking about with those wide rights and those wide left. It was games like these where they let Florida State hang around and
That's
had an
true.
opportunity to win it at the end
That's right.
with a field goal. With a field goal. Yes, man, I'm loving this game, boy. I cannot wait till I talk to my panhandle folk
Well,
up
I wouldn't
there,
get
boy.
too quick. I wouldn't go. I mean, I wouldn't get too confident this early because it's still the first half. But the way Miami's
DC,
looking now, it looks like they're
hey, man,
controlling this game and they're dominating
no matter.
the game.
I think we're gonna win this game, but
Oh,
I
I
got
believe
to
so
rub
too.
it in. It look better when you're doing it as the game go.
Right.
And if I mean, I know they're gonna win. I felt like they was gonna win. I've been trying to call and get a hold of some of them guys, but guess what? They act like they were busy. They act like they were busy. One of them saying they was changing diapers. The other one said he was getting ready to mow the lawn. The other one said he finna run some honey-do list.
So now
Yeah, man.
here's a question I'm finna pose to you that's very difficult, and I want your honest opinion on it, Isaiah. And then I'm gonna get yours, Najee, after that. Give me the best player in the University of Miami's history from the time that they won that first national championship up until the point of now. I mean, which player would you say stuck out to you the most? I don't care what position it is. Just give me a player on Miami's team that you thought was one of the best players in the history of the program. That's a
Man,
hard one. I know
I'm
I'm
gonna be
posing
I'm gonna talk
I'm
about Ray
posing a
Lewis.
really
I'm a Ray
difficult
Lewis guy.
question to you because there's so many
listen,
of them.
man,
I'm gonna be a Ray Lewis
bro.
guy. Ray Lewis is easy for
Hey,
Listen,
me.
you know what? Ray Lewis is a good one. I mean, that is not a
but
bad
listen,
choice.
is between Ray Lewis and then it was between Michael Irvin, man, because Michael Irvin was a game breaker.
I think it was
Michael
Michael
Irvin
Irvin.
was a
If
guy.
you ask me personally, I would
I'm
say
going with
Michael
Michael
Irvin
Irvin,
by
DC.
far. Yeah,
Look at the rock. Yeah, but man, I'm talking about Michael Irvin was a game breaker, man, and he was so passionate about it. And you see him right now. He's
He's still
almost
passionate about
laughable.
it.
Yeah, right. He's almost laughable because here he is with all that black soot in his head and he's shaking these dreads around and juice is flying everywhere, getting on people's clothes. And man, he just makes sure that he got the whole team inspired. Every team need a guy like that, man. Every team. And when you don't have it, it shows. Whenever you have a guy who's not hype and motivate you, it shows because it ain't a whole thing about being all nonchalant and just winning and just casually going down the field. You need a hype man. It's just like when MC Hammer was a rapper. When you remember they used to have a hype guy, DC? They
oh
had
yeah.
the relay guy used to be the hype guy.
Hmm.
It was the inspire and make everybody hyped on the stage. And this is what Michael Irvin does, man. He
Absolutely.
do it here. He does it with Dallas. He do it. That's just the way he is. Even when he's in the freaking office, even when he's on TV, he's got that same degree of passion when it comes to anything that he's doing. So,
Right.
man, he's an asset to this organization, man. I mean, man, Mario Cristobal is just a genius to allow him to be and put it in this program, man. Because most of the time when you see guys leave, and then especially the fact that the playmaker didn't even play with Cristobal. I mean, he's older, but to allow him to come back and implement, I think
Hmm.
Mr. Potato Head, that was his biggest downfall. That was his biggest downfall, DC. What was his name, Mr. Potato Head?
Larry
Larry
Coker.
Coker. Larry Coker, that was his biggest downfall because he was not surrounding himself with these alumni and these players who want to come back and show these kids how it's done. Oh, they're gonna call him with a horse collar on
Well,
that one.
that looked to be a horse collar. He grabbed him by
Yeah,
the
they're gonna
back of the
call him.
shoulder pad. That was a horse collar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Take
I'm
it.
pretty sure that the Miami faithful would have so many different players that they would bring up. Um, other than the fact that we mentioned Michael
man.
Irvin, I would say Warren Sapp.
Man, Bain is so strong, though, man. He's so strong.
Yeah. Bain is super
Warren
strong.
Sapp.
Yeah, Warren Sapp was a dominant force, man.
What? Yeah, but then DC, if you bring up Warren Sapp in that case, where's Cortez Kinnings and Jerome Brown? Think Warren Sapp was better than both of them?
You know what? I agree with you, man. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing a name out to you that a lot of the Miami faithful will say was one of the greatest players ever to play in the program would be Sapp. Someone like Sapp.
The reason why I brought up the playmaker because Warren Sapp was a hell of a guy. Don't even freaking get it twisted. But the playmaker was a game breaker. He was a guy who, when you needed that touchdown because there's only 2 minutes left in the game and you need to march down the field or score to win the game, and all you got to do is throw it to 47, he's going to get you something.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? My most memorable game to him, and I'll keep saying it over and over, is when they played Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl.
Let this guy get away. Damn, he got to get away.
You know, the thing is, I would say when they played Oklahoma in that Orange Bowl, when Michael Irvin was playing for Miami and Ricky Dixon was Oklahoma's top cornerback.
Yeah,
he couldn't guard Michael Irvin in that game. He couldn't guard him. So,
boy, they're trying to set up screens and all.
Tony's laughing at you for calling Larry Coker Mr. Potato Head. Where'd you get that term from?
Because look at him. All you got to do is tell him to take off his hat.
He's been saying that ever since I can remember.
Yeah. He's been saying that for years, man.
Yeah, I've been calling him that for many, many years. He looked just like a potato with some ears. Tony, next time you get ready to eat you a loaded mashed potato, just look at it real close, and then if it looked like Coker, you better not eat it. He looked just like a potato. All you gotta do is put them little things on the side of him, Mr. Potato Head.
That's right,
Larry Coker.
Yeah, Miami's defense is really clamping down on these guys right now. 9 minutes, 22 seconds to go and counting. Second down, Florida State's on offense right now. It looks very, very good for Miami. 14-3 lead for Miami. And Bain is just fighting off people like crazy. You saw how he just fought off that block and got the tackle?
Yeah,
he's setting himself up to be a top 10 pick in the NFL.
Man, he's gonna be in the top 5. He just got a natch for that ball, man. He just smelled that ball, man. Look at how many people. 3 people blocked him. 3. Man, the Hurricanes defense is like swarming like a bunch of
I love Corey Heatherman,
hyenas, man.
I love this defensive coordinator, Corey Heatherman.
Like a bunch of crazy hyenas, man.
Yes, and Miami's had some really great defenses, as we know, right?
Man,
look like Castellanos is running again. Corey Heatherman has made a massive, massive impact on that Miami defense as the defensive coordinator. He was coaching at Minnesota a year ago, I believe, before Mario Cristobal hired him. It looks like Florida State has to punt the ball back to Miami, and it's a 4th and 17 right now as we speak.
I love this game, man. 4th down. They got to give it up, baby. They got to give it up. Man, did you see how fast that the defense recovered when he thought they was out of position and he took the ball and ran, and how fast did they recover?
Yeah, and that's the special part about having athletes that are exceptional in the area of agility, in the area of speed, in the area of strength, in the area of power, and first of all, and most of all, IQ, defensive IQ. If you got that IQ and you can kind of sense what's getting ready to go down, hey, look, I'm there. I'm going to be there right on top of it. And that's what it looks like they have now. You know, Miami's got that talented bunch of kids now that they didn't have a few years ago, you know.
Well,
And
the
God
thing
bless
is,
Manny Diaz. I mean,
DC,
Manny Diaz, I think, set the program on course to when Mario Cristobal took it over. Manny Diaz wasn't a bad coach, man, and he's a pretty good coach. He just didn't have the talent level that was needed at the time, I think, to make a difference for the Miami Hurricanes. They had that, that turnover chain. You remember that? That was a big thing that they were doing back then. They had some good athletes on that team as well.
they did DC, but the difference between the two teams, I think that Mario Cristobal's staff, his coaching staff, has more talent, and he got more talented players, and he's got more serious players. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Manny Diaz is a very, very good coach, but you know what? He's not a Mario Cristobal, bro, and
No,
I'm
of
gonna
course
tell you
not.
why.
No.
Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Mario Cristobal is very serious, man, about winning. You know, I seen Manny Diaz, he lose, and it's like, all right, we lost. We'll get him next year. Cristobal, at a sense of urgency, he's been trying to win, and he's trying to get this team on top quick. Because
Mm-hmm.
think about what he's done. He left a team that was on top of the game that he had built himself to come to University of Miami that was in decline. So he had a sense of urgency. I'm leaving the program that I built from scratch to come down to Miami, whereas my alma mater, my home, and my mom and all that stuff is here. I got to make the best of this. It was a
Right.
sense of urgency to make this team good quick. So what did he do? He surrounded himself with the best and the brightest of coaches. Look at it. And all of this stuff is on display right now. And that's that hard work and good thinking and being smart and shrewd about putting the great people around him. And he plucked away at people here and plucked away here. And now he's got that puzzle in place. This guy gonna win a
Absolutely.
national championship. He can very
Absolutely.
well win a national championship. And the way they're playing Florida State, I'm gonna tell you right now, I watched Florida State in every game this year. They were not as confused as they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you that I'm looking at it. Look at the quarterback. The quarterback is running for his dear life, and he's throwing the ball. He hurrying it because he don't have the time, and
Mm-hmm.
he like to ball, but he like to run the ball at his own
His
leisure. He
timing is
don't like to
off.
run the ball when he
Yeah,
gets
his
Timing is
tackled.
so
timing
off.
is off. That's a great point, Najee. You're right. His timing is
Timing
off.
is off because they putting pressure on them, guys.
That's
That's
right.
why your timing is always
Yeah.
off when they're putting pressure on your ass, and that's what he's getting. He's getting pressure put on him. That's why his timing is off.
That's right. So it looks like Shannon Dawson, as I said earlier, he's calling nearly to me a fantastic,
Almost a perfect
phenomenal
game. Yeah.
game right now.
Hey, DC, did you get full off your ribs, man, or what? Or
I
you put them
did.
to the
I
side?
did. I ate one serving. So I'm trying to, this is
Uh-huh.
my thing with eating now. I'm trying to get down to a decent serving instead of stuffing my face like I've always been used to doing. Like if I got, let's just say 5 barbecue rib bones, I'm gonna eat 3 to 4 of them in one sitting, and that's just not smart. And I'm learning how to do that now. So my
Yeah.
appetite has been satisfied with that one bone that I ate, along with the macaroni and cheese and the coleslaw and my root beer, of
Where's the
course.
where's the collard green?
Well,
He
I
didn't
didn't.
have
You
no
know
green.
what?
He didn't. He
I
didn't
was.
get to. He didn't get
That's a
to.
great
He didn't
question.
get to. He didn't get the rams to go
Najee,
get
you
him
know
out the
what? That's a
can. See?
great question, Najee. And the reason it's a great question is because I was in the grocery store earlier today and I forgot. I was going to get me another can of greens because Isaiah don't like me buying them canned collard greens. He don't like me
Because
buying
it's
them.
not the same, man. It's not
Listen,
the
man, the
same, man. You gotta
man,
go
he's
go
rough.
to a meat market.
He eats the greens out of the can that sat on the shelf for about 8 months.
How you know
You
that? How
know,
you know what sat on the shelf for 8 months?
listen, they sat on there for 8 months. And see, I'm so glad you ain't do that because I do not want you to have taken a break because you need to go to run a number 2. That's where you need to. I'm glad. See, you prayed over our food tonight, and the Lord bless you, man. He really did.
Absolutely.
Kept
We
you
have to
away from
pray
them.
over everything, especially our
He
food.
kept the good Lord kept you away from them greens.
He kept me away from them collard greens, them good collard greens,
Yes.
right?
Yep. Out
Those
the
ain't collard
can.
greens. Those are canned greens. That's two different things.
Two different things.
He eating
That's two
turnips,
different
Big
things.
Najee. He eating turnips
That's
out the
real.
can, man.
I
He
actually
don't
like
have no
turnip
fat
greens, whether
back.
you know it or not.
I know you do. I know you do. But then you got to really understand what get put in there. You're from the South. Your grandparents is from the South. They do it right. They gonna get some bacon grease. They gonna get some ham hocks, and then they gonna get some neck bones and all that go in them greens.
Mm.
You only get a big old thing of greens and eat them like that. And with all of that salt in there, because they're trying to preserve the stuff from going bad, so they chunk it up with salt. Go look at the salt intake that you have.
Hmm.
Next thing you know,
I've
you'll be
seen it.
calling me, telling me you got a massive headache because it done
Well,
ran your pressure up.
I'm gonna just alert the viewer that Isaiah is doing all this talking, running his mouth. He has an excellent chef, a cook that makes those collard greens for him, so he don't have to go get canned collard greens. So don't let Isaiah fool you. Don't get it twisted. You be
Well,
nice.
what I'm trying to say to you, take some time and prepare yourself. Quit taking the easy route. That's what I'm saying. That's
Fumble.
all I'm
Miami
saying.
has the ball. Fumble. Miami has the ball. Running back for Florida State just fumble. Got it. Got it pulled out
All right.
at midfield,
Oh boy.
or
Aggressive
actually
Kane.
on the other side of the field, right
Yes.
here. Oh, he got it pulled right out. That was a great play on that defensive back's part. Got it pulled right out from under him.
Make
Oh
that
yeah,
better,
Sam. You
booger.
gotta lead. Ooh, DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, lead them cans alone, man. Yeah,
You
So
know
that's
what
a
can
what?
I
lot of
You
eat?
know what?
How
You
can
sodium.
I
better.
eat without
Hey,
the
hey,
cake?
DC, Nigel looked at
That's a lot of
the
sodium.
salt intake. I told him. Hey, Najee.
Jesus.
Hey, there's a couple
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
really,
What's
really
up?
uh, listen to me. There's a couple people that
What's up?
really admire DC, and every time he fall off the rocker, they tell him how fat
Hmm.
his face has got, and that's for all of that salt intake from damn greens.
No.
DC, I told you about them greens, man. See, Najee, one
It's
thing about
720 milligrams, and it's six
oh,
servings in it.
hey,
That's a lot.
hey, you
Ask
know what's
Isaiah
sad?
how much salt was in that barbecue plate that he just ate. Ask him.
We're not
No,
talking
no,
about
but
that, DC.
it's not worse than a can though, because because those ribs is not being
Man.
preserved. That's a
Let
lot
me tell you
worse,
something.
man.
This is one
Yeah.
sad situation, man. You know, most people that has their head twisted on straight, they really, really would cherish a person who's going to always give them the best
Yeah.
advice possible and going to always have their best interest at heart. I've always told DC, we've
Touchdown,
been knowing
Malachi
each other
Tony.
literally.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Malachi Tony. He just took it to the house. Caught a pass from Carson Beck. Made three guys miss. Touchdown.
Ooh, he shook him out of his shoes,
Now it's
DC.
a
He shook
flag,
him
so
out of
we'll
his
see where the
shoes,
flag
man.
goes.
Let's see where
Boy,
the
he,
flag
he
come
shook
from
a
though.
couple of guys
It's
out of his
against the
shoes,
defense, so
man.
it's oh no, it's against
Touchdown, boy.
Miami. They have to bring it
Oh,
back.
man. Boy, he shook a couple of guys out their shoes.
He did.
Boy, we needed that, though, man. We need to go into the half with 21-3.
I
We
think
need to go
the
in
receiver that
21-3.
was in motion, he turned up too fast, and they
Yeah.
consider
One
that.
upfield.
That was a great play, though.
Yeah.
It was.
Sorry to
He must
cut you
think
off
he's
on that,
Yeah.
Isaiah. I just thought that was an
No,
exciting play when I
no,
saw Tony.
I got my train of thought is still intact. We're going to get back to it.
he must
You
think he's
ready?
Tariq Hill because that's the number he's wearing.
Absolutely.
I think he thinks
Mhm.
so, Najee. He really idolized Tariq Hill. Okay, we're gonna watch this next series, and then
Looks
we'll
like
get
it's
back to
third
that.
down. The running back caught a quick pass from Beck.
They might be settling for a field goal soon.
Lofton. Yeah, if they can get a field goal out of this, it's still better than no points, right?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it
Yeah.
is.
And they
Okay,
sticking the
now,
ball back after half.
yeah. Getting back to DC and this salt intake. Nothing. DC and I have
Yes.
been knowing each other since we was like literally 4 or 5 years old, because we grew up on the
Mm,
same block. And
okay.
I've always told him things that when he's going astray, give him the right advice. So, I mean, he did the same thing with me. The difference is I take his advice and he don't take
Yeah, he don't
mine.
take
But
yours.
then when he don't, yes, he get in trouble because I told him many a times about these greens. Think about the content of
Mm-hmm.
greens right there is about 16 ounces. And they take the whole thing of salt and pour it in those greens to preserve them things where they won't decay and rotten. But they can't stop the
Mm-hmm.
inside of that can from rusting by doing it. And that's what DC is eating. He eating a bunch of rust and salt.
Mm.
Hey, I'm still living. I'm
That
still
man
living. I'm
said that
still
man said he need
alive,
to get his
On
right?
the edge,
iron.
man. On the edge. We
hey,
living on the edge, man.
Living on the edge, baby.
hey, Isaiah, he said he gotta get his iron.
I got to get
You
my
gotta get
iron.
it up. I'm
That's
gonna
that's part of
get
that's part of my vitamin intake.
Oh boy.
So right now, it looks as though we're almost finished with the second quarter, and we'll be
with the
going into
yeah,
halftime.
with the
So
first
we're going
half.
to take a break. When they go into halftime, we'll come back a little bit before the game actually gets kicked off the second half. We'll go over the college school board, talk about some of the earlier scores today. I know Notre Dame blew out Boise State. Penn
Mhm.
State ended up losing to UCLA.
Yeah.
That's
Georgia
crazy.
ended up really manhandling Kentucky. So it's a lot of games we'll
Mm-hmm.
go over the college school board today and talk
I
about.
don't think Texas A&M have scored yet, man.
Really?
This
Yeah,
year
I
you
think it was
mean,
0-3
Najee?
in the second quarter.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Wow. Wow, man.
He fumbled it again. Miami's they got it back. I think Florida State was able to
I
get
was
it
gonna
back.
say, they nervous. They can't hold on the ball.
Well, he got that one pulled out. He was just being dogged out. See there, he was fighting for extra yardage and the ball came right
Yeah.
out. They should have just fell right on
Oh,
top of it.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but after a while, you start to get nervous because every time you run the ball slips right back out.
This was a quick pass, but yeah.
Oh, he got punched out.
As a
Thomas punched it
Mm-hmm.
out.
You punched it right. Okay.
Yeah, how they let that dude get that ball back?
2:18 left in the
It's,
second quarter. 14-3 Miami. Miami's 4-0. They're number 3 in the country. Florida State is number 18 in the country at 3-1. Oh, that was a huge hit. He had a safety blitz or a corner blitz, and he put that thing on Tommy Castellanos. Scott,
no, did
he put that
he?
thing on him, man.
No, did
Damn. Yes, sir.
He didn't even see that one coming.
Nope.
Florida State will be real sore by tomorrow. Those players are going to have to go into get some
World
ice
food.
baths because
Yeah.
they getting some physicality put
This some
on them
tough.
that they
This tough
haven't
hit.
seen pretty much all year so far. The physicality that Miami's bringing in and the intensity that they're bringing to this game is, to me, is championship caliber. To me, seriously.
Yep.
So let me go here and let's check some of what's going on here in ESPN. Look at some of the scores. Let's just do a quick rundown of scores. Looked like BYU pulled it out against West Virginia
That's right.
yesterday.
Yeah.
You think
Mm-hmm.
BYU is for real, Isaiah? Or are they legitimate?
We got a good
They
disciplined
coming out of
team.
the Big
That's it.
12.
DC, man, I watched them play Colorado. Colorado gave them a gift to get them out of there. And, man, I was so upset with Prime for losing that game, and his quarterback was just running around like a chicken with his head cut off. They let those guys off the hook this weekend, and they just play good, clean, average football. They're not a powerhouse. If they play any team, even like this, just look at how Miami is dominating Florida State right now. Florida State will maul them, man. They just not good, man. I mean, they just play good, solid ball, but they're not a powerhouse at all. They're not. They're a team that's not going to make no mistakes, so you just got to beat them. They're not that talented. They just do not make mistakes, though. They're very, very disciplined, and they well coached, but they're not that talented, and there's a difference.
Well, discipline in itself can carry you very far in a lot of cases until you meet a superior team.
Yeah, that's what's going on right now, DC.
Right.
You know, and then when they're smart enough to capitalize off their opposing team's mistakes, such as Colorado last week. When those guys made those mistakes, BYU went down there and made them pay for it. So that's what they do. They're not going to beat the snot out of you. They're not. What they're going to do is they're going to just play real smart football. They're not going to be jumping off sides. They're not going to have no whole lot of pass interference. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to hold the hell out of you, though.
That's for sure.
They're going to hold you, and then the ref going to look the other way. The ref, man, sometimes these officials make me sick with that crap, man, because you take away something that these guys earn when you don't call plays where you got a clear hold and you look like you ain't seen it and all this kind of stuff because you favorable to that other opposing team. And that's what's happened with BYU, man. They just a really good team when it comes to discipline and their coach. They're really well coached. Yeah.
So it looks like 2nd and 10. Castellanos makes a pass. And that was a reception for a first down with 1:53 to go and left in the half.
Oh, man.
Miami's on defense. And Florida State is on offense.
Let these guys get anything because they're going to try to get down there and kick a field goal at least.
Got him. Sack. He sat back there too long. He didn't get rid of that ball, which is a great thing. Miami got him on the ground.
Not giving him enough time to even get down the field.
Mesidor is a great linebacker, man.
Did you see that thing crash in on him, DC?
Oh, for sure. The pocket just closed up on him so fast, it was scary.
Man. Woo, man. That's exactly what a hurricane storm would do for you. You think you got your house all prepped and shit. Next thing you know, this kid crazy.
That was a screen right there. Miami somewhat read that screen, but they still couldn't get.
Smelled it.
He overthrew him, so it's third and 5. So do
that was a big Norvell
want to go for this, which he'll be crazy, or punt it? I think they're going to have to punt it. Castellanos panicked and overthrew him because he had him open.
They at? It's too far.
He had him open.
Yeah, he was wild.
He had him open.
Yeah. He ain't going for that, DC.
Jason Taylor. Here is another great one. Jason Taylor, defensive line linebackers coach. You know, his son Mason played in the Jets game against the Dolphins. Did you see that, Isaiah? Mason Taylor?
No, I did not.
Jason Taylor's son plays tight end for the New York Jets.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's why he was at the game.
Absolutely. He was up in a box, a luxury box, watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Look like
even though
Booger
technically he played for
McFarland
both
is
teams.
ready to do halftime. Got on all green today. He must have got a pocket full of money.
Yeah. Uncle Booger with his big old watch on his hand, man. Look at him, he's grinning, doing all that grinning.
Wow, I didn't know Mississippi State was 4-1. Mississippi State's got a good team.
Yeah,
They beat some good
yeah.
teams as well. You know.
The boy fought for that, man.
Oh, so they Miami's on offense. Miami.
Yeah, they had to punt the ball.
They punted it. They punted the
Yeah,
ball
they
to
punted
Miami.
it to Miami.
Boy, that thing is flooded in there with red. Tallahassee, boy.
Oh boy, that's a big. They have a big fan base up there in Tallahassee. That's the capital of the state of Florida. And then you got FAMU right down the street from it, right? From Florida State.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think FAMU is on one side of town and Florida State is on the other, or if not, both central downtown area.
Texas in the corner right before the half.
Yeah, it looks like halftime is going on. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back for the second half, and we'll be ready to continue on with this game. Miami is halfway through it. They've dominated most of the first and second quarters. We're ecstatic about it. So we'll see you second half, and we'll be talking about a whole lot of other topics. So take it easy. We'll be back soon.